Hey guys, it's Aaron here once more again, and we are back with another loot haul for the month of March 2025. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but what's it called? I had some spending money lying around now that I'm working and whatnot, which is actually a good thing, and bills and stuff and rent has been paid, so I still had some spending money. So I decided to go out with friends and whatnot, friends and family, and then decided to splurge a little bit on myself because you know what? I deserve it after tirelessly working a lot, overtime and whatnot, just having to pay bills and rent, which I'm pretty sure everybody understands and feels that pain. I basically I've been saving up some money, so today I decided to, spend some stuff on myself, and and I did. Without further ado, let's get right in with the first stuff that I got. And the first place we ended up going was Hobby Lobby. And out of the first place and Hobby Lobby, I ended up finding this, and actually kind of glad I actually did get this. This right here is a modeling mat. Try to get this in more focus. This right here is, as you can see right there, is a modeling mat. It's very in-depth. It's all rubbery. It's a whole rubbery mat right here. I will be probably opening this later because this right here is going to be useful now that I'm back into building more of my model kits now, especially now that I want to go through my backlog now. And I might be doing a lot more stuff with that, and then I've been doing a little bit more customization stuff too as well. So getting a new mat, especially this one with how it's designed, is pretty good. Because you have places on the mat where you can sort stuff. You also have caps on here, as you can see right there, to basically close some pieces in case you don't want to lose them or whatnot, which is actually pretty great. So this right here is an investment that I'm actually going to be happy about as a future investment that I'm actually going to be using over time. And this is from Hobby Lobby as well, and it was $10, which is actually not a bad deal, especially since this is going to be future use. Also for, building model kits and whatnot, another thing that actually was kind of important. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, let me move the camera a bit so you guys see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. We have ourselves a not modeling mat. We have an organizer. I've been needing one of these for like a long time too. Especially, I'm actually surprised it took me this long to actually get one of these. I've been using makeshift organizers, which have not been good because they're either too big and too bulky. This right here, I saw this also was at Hobby Lobby, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting this because I really do need this. Because the amount of times I've had runners either on different tables, because I like the one main table right here where I'm building, but then I have like separate tables to put all the runners in, and basically on like the runners where you see right here where basically they're standing, you basically have them organized. I always had them basically placed like in like different places, just like, okay, A runner's there, B runner's there, etc. But having this is actually going to be very useful for future builds because a lot of times just having to go back and forth, just trying to find where the runners are, it is annoying. But now having this, I'm going to be a little bit much more organized. So yeah, that's actually another future investment. And for those who also want to know, it's like $7 at Hobby Lobby. So if you do see it on there, that's usually going to be the price. And then last but not least of the equipment and tools and whatnot, there's actually something I've mentioned before that I've been needing for a while. Tack gum, for those who want to know, because I've really mentioned this before. I have some figures and model kits that are being a little bit loose, but I don't want to use super glue or putty, or want to put putty in it. Well, at least not the model kits. The model kits, I'm willing to put putty. But what's called tack glue is really useful for mainly for figures, because I do have some figures, specifically the Super Saiyan 3 Goku figure, because his head keeps popping off, and I keep mentioning it every once in a while when I'm doing videos. Still popping off, but the tack gum right here is actually useful for that, and I will probably be doing a powers guide talking about that and showing you how to use it. But the back here for this is basically what's the suggested use for this, as you can see right there. It's good for basically, this right here is actually good for like mounting stuff up, like photos, maps, charts, and everything else for the back. So it's kind of like one of those mounting things that you can put on there, and it'll actually hold pretty well. It also holds, you're able to hold actually as well, candles, flowers, pens, pencils. But the third one is what we're actually looking for here, secures, which is able to secure figurines, crystals, statues, etc. So basically, like stuff that are falling off or falling apart or popping off too easy, you can actually just grab a little bit of the tack gum right there, put it in where the piece is falling off, and bim bam boom, it'll be on there, no problem until you remove it. That was the main reason I wanted to get this. I actually went to Hobby Lobby specifically for trying to find one, because if not, I was going to go to Amazon. Granted, I did go to many other stores, but on time, a lot of the stores, either I don't know where to find them, or usually when I get told where they're at and there's none there, it gets annoying. But I'm actually glad I did find this, which is funny because I was actually about to leave Hobby Lobby And I was at the counter, it's like, and I see these at the top of the corner. And I was telling my sister and friends, like, oh my god, look where is that? And it's like, it's here at top of it's here and at the counter side. So actually glad I was able to find this. It's actually $3, so it's not that bad. You get 4 of these. What's called tack gum strips. Also, the other thing too, these are also useful as the razors too. Now this right here will be the last of what's it called, equipment or stuff for gunplay and whatnot. Now it's time to go for the figures. And still for Hobby Lobby, because technically speaking, I did get 2 figures from Hobby Lobby. The first set is going to be another Dragonstars figure, and it is Janemba, the enemy from Fusion Reborn. And let me tell you, I really do, as one of the enemies from Dragon Ball, Janemba is actually one of my favorite designs. The whole devil look with the sword's really great. And as a actually final boss enemy, he was really, really, really fierce. And what's called, and the moment I actually walked into the store, because Hobby Lobby tends to have like a lot of their anime, some model kids figures and like these stands in front, like not like in front of the store, but when you're coming into the store passing the registers, they usually have these display stands. And usually the stuff are usually there, and I actually saw this and was like, yeah, I'm getting this. And you know what, it's fine. And that was actually a good price, because that actually was on clearance sale for $20, so it's actually not that bad. And going from also another figure as well, that was also right next to Janemba, we have another statue. Specifically, another Super Saiyan Trunks. This right here is Trunks from these. This right here is from the Solid Edgeworks figure statue line. There's the 2 figures we have. Well, we got Super Saiyan Trunks, but there's out of the 2 figures we have regular Trunks or Super Saiyan Trunks. I'm pretty sure this is Trunks that we see him during the events, either the Broly movie or the Android 13 movie. I forget which one, but the way how he's decided one, that is one of the 2. Now, going from Hobby Lobby, let's go to one of the other stores that I went to. And was the next store in the line, and Tank Arena is technically the first store I technically went to, was Target. And one of the figures I did find was right here, another of the Elvira figures. This time around is Mistress of the Dark, the Commando version. Now, with 3 of these figures, as I did now, I have shown the loot holes with the original one, the one before the 4th of July, and now I have her in Commando, wielding a giant bazooka, ready to attack the enemies. Overall, it's actually not a bad looking figure design. And I really do like the other 2s that I got before. So actually now adding another one to the collection is really great. What's it called? There's her tag number right there. And there's also another of the NECA figure lines. You know, the ones that tend to make the Predator figures and whatnot. And the other Monster Horror series as well. So they always make really, really good figures. And overall, the designs were just pretty great. And actually really glad to have another Elvira figure to my collection. And, well, and with more Dragon Ball figures. Well, we have another Dragon Star series figures. Well, as we now finally have a full figure version of Super Saiyan Blue Goku right here. We will probably do an unboxing of this one eventually one day. Somewhere next month or next couple months or so. But having this figure as well is actually pretty great. As the other one to this set as well is Broly, which I regret. Months ago back when I think went to one of the fancier Walmarts. And they actually had the Broly. I didn't get it. But hey, I'll get that Broly eventually one day. But hey, adding another full figure Super Saiyan Blue is actually pretty great, because we do have Super Saiyan God Goku as well, but that's the SH Figure Arts one, which we will do that review as well one day. But now going with the final figure, which this one right here, I did not see, but I was like looking through like the shelf and stuff, because there was a lot of stuff. I did not see this until I saw like a little bit like maroon red, like red coloring. It's like, what is this? And I found this hidden all the way in the back, stuff behind a bunch of like figures and other model kits like in front of it. We have the Dragon Ball Evolved Super Saiyan God Vegeta. This right here is actually a really, really rare one that I've been seeing a lot of, and being overpriced online, I was eventually going to probably buy it online, because if I didn't find it in the store. The fact that I found this, I'm actually really happy about. Generally speaking, Dragon Ball figures, they're usually $10. But because online and stuff, they usually price them like 20, 30, 40 bucks. I was like, I was going to try to find a good deal on eBay. Why not try to get this at least as low as possible? But when I was like looking through the store, I was about to leave. And I was like, I spot something. I spot like a little bit like purplish, like the purple hues you can see right here. I was like, what is this? And I go pushing like a lot of the figures in the back there, because there's a lot of stuff on top of this. And I see it's like, oh my god, somebody hid this behind, because this was really, really hidden all the way in the back, behind a lot of the like plushies and other figures and whatnot. So I was like, somebody probably either didn't have the money, which is like you didn't have the $10, which is understandable if you didn't have the money, but it's like, this thing's only like $10. So it's like the fact that somebody just probably hit it there was probably just going to come back later and get it. Well, I ended up finding it, so it's mine now. So actually, I'm actually kind of glad I did get this. Now I have both Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and might as well show my Super Saiyan God SH figure arts Goku now that I have both of them side by side now. Eventually I will do the review for both of these one day. But now, besides Goku, I now have Vegeta and Super Saiyan God, though his Super Saiyan God's a little bit more shiny metallic hair color than the SH figure arts one, which is actually pretty weird. But now let's go to the next store I went. And the next store that we went to was GameStop, because I actually went to my local mall, which had actually a good couple stores. I actually do like going in there. So starting off with, also I will say this, that it's here at GameStop where I probably overspent a little bit too much, because I ended up getting way more figures at GameStop than I did in any other store. Because where the other stores I got like three figures each. I'm one figure in some of the other ones. GameStop I ended up getting 6. So starting off with, now I will say there's a lot of these are just going to be One Piece figures. So starting off with, we have the One Piece Glitter Glamour Nefertiti VV2 figures. So right here's a full-size figure, almost the same size as my Android ET figure I actually do have, which I might do a review of that one eventually. But this is actually a pretty nice figure. And then I am a One Piece figure. This actually is for the 25th anniversary for what's it called, One Piece as well, as you can see right there from Banpresto. A very nice figure, nice looking figure. Eventually when we do the review for this, we'll get to see it more. But with the artwork from the box showing, it's actually looking pretty good. And once again, my One Piece figure collection is actually growing as well. This is actually going to be probably my fourth big. I think One Piece is probably going to be my fourth biggest out of my figures. Like next to Dragon Ball, Fate, Gundam. One Piece is going to be right there next to, like, with the whole collection of like more figures and whatnot. And continuing with One Piece and statues as well, we have another Nami figure. It's actually my third Nami figure here, because I do have 2 other Nami figures as well, from all of them from Banpresto. Still with the 25th anniversary as well. This right here is the One Piece Battle Record Collection Nami. I can see right there, looking pretty nice with her design. And actually really glad to get this. A lot of these, I will say, very overpriced, because it's GameStop, usually around 20-ish to $30 each of these boxes. But you know what? I really don't care. I had money that I saved up for myself, and you know what? I deserved it after working so many long hours and not having rested for a long time, because I am tired and exhausted. I actually have a couple pain patches on my back right now, just for my back pain right now. But overall, I'm really happy for this. And then, going from more figures, let's actually adjust the camera a bit for. Well, we still have more One Piece figures. You have more of the, what's it called, Banpresto figures for 25th anniversary. These are the Grand Line series. This right here is Jewelry Bonnie from the Grand Line series. Another fantastic figure right there. Really glad. Like I said before, I'm really glad I got a lot of these figures when I can. Overall, pretty nice. And we still have more. Another of the Grand Line series as well. We have ourselves. I got it. We got Ed Stussy, looking pretty fine as well. Design work of these are, I will say, once the artwork for it on the pictures usually is how the figure should look, always looks. So when eventually I do these reviews, you're going to see how they are. But the artwork actually looks pretty fine. And you know what? 25th anniversary from One Piece is always great. As one of my all-time favorite animes that I watched as a kid. Next to Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, Sailor Moon, and, you know, etc. all the way back then. And then the last one, another Grand Line series, is Darker Vega Pump Lilith Evil version. Looking pretty nice as well. And this right here is going to be the final of the One Piece characters and the second to last figure that I got out of GameStop. And then the last figure that I got, it's another Dragon Star series figure as well. And it's another villain. Dun 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 dun. It's Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. I'm actually kind of glad I actually saw this, because it's actually was on the bottom in the shelvings where they actually store a lot of the figures at, and I really did not see this when I was looking through. But I'm actually glad I got this. This actually is the Power Up pack for these. We've shown this but once before, I think was when we did the review for the Dragon Stars series Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, where it has like the attacks, the particle effects up. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black actually has more particle effects because he has this size right here, which I'm actually really glad about. Like design-wise, that's pretty good. And looking pretty awesome. Another Super Saiyan color to the collection. Now, let's go through the final two stuff. And the second to last of the stuff of the figures, all of the things that I got today. We have another figure. This one actually was from the other fandom store called BOXLUNCH. I mentioned the store before. This right here is a Sega figure. Actually, I will say this. I really don't know too much about this figure. I just saw this, the design wise, the whole shrine maiden design with the katana, and I just saw this and I wanted it. It's like, this is like one of those moments where you see something, you don't know what it is, but you like it, and then you buy it. This is basically that moment right here. Granted, I know here it's from the Hell Paradise. This is Sagari Luminasta. I do know a little bit of Hell Paradise. I haven't seen the whole show and manga and whatnot. I've seen people post and stuff. I've seen some videos on it. I'll probably look it up later just to see how the show is and whatnot. But I saw the design for this and I was like immediately like, oh yeah, no, I'm getting this. Like this is like I mentioned before, this is like one of those things where you're like, you see something that you just like immediately just like, and it's like, yeah, no, this is coming with me. This is coming home with me. And overall, I'm actually really liking the design of this. And we will probably do one day a review of this one day, probably next couple of months when we get to it. And then the last thing that I got is actually a manga. Okay, not manga, it's a light novel. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm pretty sure I have before. I'm a fan of High School DxD, and I ended up getting myself the light novel for light novel 15. So right here is the light novel 15 for the series. If I were to put, at least if we ever get the more seasons of High School DxD, I will put light novel 15 maybe around either around season 7 or season 8. At least if I'm trying to remember story-wise, because I did read all the light novels back when fan translations were doing them before the fan translations that got taken down. But I was actually looking to my bookstore. It's called BAM is the bookstore, or BOOKSAMILLIon. It's a pretty good bookstore. They have a lot of stuff. I tend to go there for most of my mythology books, which I will do a review of the mythology books that I've been collecting for a while, because I do collect a lot of mythology books and a lot of more. Some of my manga, yes, but most of them more my novels, because I do have a lot of the Star Wars, the old Legends novels, some of my Lord of the Rings, what's it called? Like in general stuff, because I tend to collect more books and stuff than manga now. Though I will say I have gotten a lot of my Gundam ones from there too. Especially the Thunderbolt ones. But I was like there and I was looking around and I see this, the only High School DxD, basically, light novel there. No manga, sadly. But hey, I was like, more to the collection, because I'm pretty sure I don't have 15. I think I have a mismatch of the light novels, because I don't think I only have 1, 2, 7, and 10 of the light novels. So 15. So as they get the other ones in between, either online or whatnot. But yeah, this right here was the last of my loot haul. And you know what? I'm actually pretty happy about that. And with that, folks, that is right there is the end of my loot haul for the month of March, right here. Overall, actually, I will say this is actually pretty big loot haul. I will say I probably won't be doing another loot haul probably until maybe another couple months, as I will say this, what's it called? It really depends on my financial situation. What's it called? I do work a lot, so I've really been just too exhausted to even making videos. Like, I've been just doing videos every couple of days, every 4 or 5 days, or once in a while, depending on when I have days off, because I really am being overworked. I mean, I'm fine, don't worry about that. Not too stressed out, but what's called, I'm working late nights, and when I usually come back home and whatnot, I'm just too tired and whatnot. So when I want to make a video, or when I try to do video reviews and whatnot, or some of my other videos, what's it called? I'm usually too tired or exhausted. But when I have my days off, I try to go off and try to do videos, and I try to post them out as much as I can. What's it called? But getting more stuff back in line that I actually do love. I actually really do glad about this. What's it called? I will be doing more. What's it called? Like I said, figure reviews, everything else more down the line. Though I will say it'll be more spaced out, since what's called my work schedule has me working 5 days a week, with only 2 days to rest and whatnot. So usually on those days off, I'm usually probably gonna be doing those videos. So thank you for anybody for patience and whatnot. I'm just telling you guys, this is gonna also be a little bit update on my situation right now. I'll still be posting videos, but what's it called? It'll just be every couple days. So if I'm able to post, some like on even on my work nights when I come back home, I'm able to post some. I should be able to, but depends on how I am situation, like tired or whatnot. But with that out of the way, folks, that is it for this loot haul for the months of March of 2025. And if you like the video, consider dropping a like, share, subscribe. I always do appreciate it, folks. And once more, again, thank you very much for coming on to the channel, subscribing, and watching my videos. I really do appreciate it, folks. This is Pyro signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.